surprise, surprise. So Lisa, that smiles a lot. Hey, Lisa, she's dog sitting right now, but she will join us when she can, if she can. I'm going to bring up the chat on the other phone so I can watch. Okay. So today I am making a luscious layer dessert. I'm going to make two. So I bought these from Family Dollar, not Dollar General, and it was a set of two for $3. Our grocery store wanted like $9 for just one. I was like, oh no. So I went down the street and went to Family Dollar and got two for $3. But normally I like to get them at Dollar Tree. But I was in a hurry. I'm going to take this off, which the glue came right off with it, which yay. So for this one, it's ingredients. I've shared some before, but I haven't actually done a live stream with it. So I decided I would do that this time. You can use either vanilla wafers. Why this is Nilla, which I don't know. Has it always been Nilla? I always think of it as vanilla. Hey, New Horizon Above and Beyond. Thank you for being here. Did you see that I shared your video of your garden walkthrough update on my community post today? I watched your video and commented. So vanilla wafers, I did get 2 different boxes. I do want to try to see if they taste the same, and store brand being less expensive. And I'm going to be doing a strawberry one. The next one I'm doing is a blueberry one. You need a family size pudding box, instant pudding for each. Wow, for each one. Where's my other one? Because I'm making 2. Huh. Hold on. Wow. Okay, here it is. Yay. Okay. So I have 2. I got them at 2 different stores, 2 different times. So 1 box for 1 can for 1, and then there's Cool Whip that you use. Yeah, I saw that. I really appreciate it. You're welcome, New Horizon. Thank you for being here. I hope you'll give me a thumbs up. It really helps our channels when you do. So what I love about these is they come with a cover. So when you're giving them as a gift for somebody, you're going to a cookout or a birthday party, this one is for a thank you because our neighbor graciously mowed our yard. So as a thank you, I like to show my appreciation. I'm making a dessert, and I know that they like strawberry because a few years ago they were outside working in the yard. It was a very hot day, and I took out a strawberry slushie that I made, and they absolutely loved it. And the first thing I asked them was, are you allergic to strawberries? And do you like strawberries? And they both said they're not allergic and they do like strawberries. So, hey, Bud Files, thank you for being here. I need to make it over to your channel too. I'm making my rounds as best as I can. So for now, I'm being brave to tear it, not use scissors, and put the whole vanilla pack in my handy dandy favorite mixing container that I got from Dollar Tree. And at the time I bought it, it really was $1. I bought 2. One of them has a crack in the bottom, but I can still use it for popcorn, or chips or something. So I really don't like to throw everything away. I'm not big on that. Yeah, it's hot here too. I didn't do anything but run playlists today. That's very awesome. I love making stuff. New Horizon said, New Horizon, do you care to share your name in the chat? Thank you for 3 in the chat. I hope you'll give me a thumbs up. It really helps our channel. And I'm making this strawberry one, so I'm going to go ahead and open this. Why is my thing waiting for activation? Just leave me alone, okay? Okay. Ooh. How many of you use your fingers to get the top clean and eat it, or do you use your tongue? I use my finger. My finger I can do without, but my tongue I can't. I got all the dishes done. Woohoo! All right, hands washed. Now I'm going to do a taste test review of vanilla wafers. I don't really know if it's always vanilla and it's vanilla wafers. I feel confused, so I'm gonna have to check that out. Is that a top or a bottom? This one. Okay, doesn't matter. I'm using the whole box. So have either any of you done? Excuse the noise. Have any of you done a taste test between the original vanilla wafers and the store brand? Now this one is Walmart. Each store brand could be different. Who really knows? Okay. So here's the vanilla Nilla wafer in my right hand. And here is the store brand, Walmart brand vanilla wafers, which actually says vanilla wafers on the box. So this one's, I don't know. They're about the same size, but this one's darker. So I'm going to try the store brand one first. I don't notice any difference right out of the gate. If I try the next one, it could tell me differently. Hold on. Plus, take into consideration, store brand would be fine, tastes good, without trying this one side by side. And you're going to have the fruit topping and the vanilla pudding, and it's going to be Cool Whip too in here. So, all right, that one was fine. And for us, I would always do that. So I think for this dessert, I'll do store brand. I think it's like $1 to $2 difference in price. But when you do stuff for people, you want to do the best. So let me try the vanilla wafer. Hold on. Okay. There is a difference. This one tastes somewhat better, but the store brand from Walmart isn't bad at all, especially if you're mixing it with other stuff. It's not going to be a problem. Let me catch up with the chat. I'm doing a playlist every day pretty much. Thank you so much, New Horizon Above and Beyond. And my name is, the heart is of Derek. Okay, so for those of you like to know people's names, New Horizon Above and Beyond is Derek. Hi, Derek. Nice to meet you. Grace Travels and Visa Requirements, always a good channel. Hello, thank you for being here. I appreciate it. I have 1 thumbs up and 5 or 6 in the chat. Yeah, 6 in the chat. So please give me that thumbs up. It really helps. We're making a luscious layered dessert as a thank you. I already opened up the pudding that we need. And I'm going to Okay, so this one's not bad, but for this person, I'm going to go ahead, about 2 boxes. You could actually, if you wanted to, you just layer the bottom. You could do half and half, half store brand and half regular one. Look at these two are trying to make more vanilla wafers. Oh, wow. Okay, good. So it's really important to cover the bottom well because the wafer caking part of it is so delicious. So you want to have a lot of the vanilla wafers on the bottom. So what I'm doing is I got it like that, but I'm gonna layer it up so that most of the bottom of this pan doesn't really show. That's the point. More is better because this with the pudding really makes it, and then the fruit topping is awesome. I know some people would do the overhead filming, but I'm thinking about getting a floor height. See, I can't see the bottom for half of it now, so. And it does take a whole box for this dessert. I will tell you that. And you can use, if you don't have this, you can always use graham crackers, plain or cinnamon. You could even try, my hands are clean. You could even try layering and I haven't done this, so I might do that. This is completely covered. Let me see if I can show you how it's completely covered on the bottom. And maybe one time I will make the vanilla wafer on the bottom, then do the pudding mix, and then I'll do graham crackers. That sounds like a lot of fun to experiment and try new things, right? Woohoo! So checking the chat. You're welcome, Grace. Thank you for being here. Let's double tap the screen to support our host. Thank you, Grace. I appreciate you. Thank you for 5 in the chat and 2 thumbs up. So now we've got that done. I'm moving this to the side. And now we're going to be, this is the last thing we do. Now I'm going to be making the pudding. Now I don't have the recipe that I used to. Where did y'all? Okay, here it is. This is from an aunt of mine years ago, and I don't have the recipe. Okay, so it calls for 5-minute pudding directions, 3 cups of cold water. Now, the last time I remembered it was too much. What? I said what? I heard water come out of my mouth, but it's not water. It's milk. I said water, right? Ugh, it's milk. All right, get with it. So it says 3 cups. I'm only going to use 2 because I'm going to be using whipped cream as well. So I'm going to get my measuring cup. And we don't use milk. We use almond milk because Mr. Thumbs Up has found that, milk, he tested it. It bothered his stomach with just not feeling good. Nothing bad, but if something you eat doesn't make you feel good, then thank you for the 2 thumbs up and 4 in the chat. I hope you'll share this live stream out. So this is what we use. We always use the original unsweetened and 30 calories. But as far as the brand and kind, it depends on the prices and what's available. All right, so I'm going to use 2 cups of milk. I could put a little bit more in there. And I'm going to get the Cool Whip out. And I haven't done a taste test side by side for the Cool Whip. So comment below if you know the difference. I need to buy a small one and a small one. Mr. Thumbs Up is a big Cool Whip eater. And what I mean by that is we don't have it in the house a lot, but anything left over from making these desserts, and this is the only thing I make Cool Whip with as of right now. And this dessert is not for me, it's for our neighbor as a thank you for those that are just tuning in. And then the other one is going to be a blueberry one, same way that you make it as the first one I'm showing. And that one the blueberry I'm giving to another neighbor because the end of March they had, and I don't know how much Cool Whip, I just do what feels good and looks good. So that will be a surprise. And then you can always top it with Cool Whip, on the serving. But you have to, if you have it at your house and you have guests, then you can ask them if they want Cool Whip on the top. I just like it just the way it is. So we're doing 2 cups of almond milk. And I always rinse my measuring cup with milk with cold water. I know, the fine details, right? I only do that because it cleans it off better. Let's see what the chat is saying. Thank you for 4 in the chat. Oh, thank you. I didn't miss any chat. All right, so I'm going to take this over to the sink so it doesn't splatter everywhere and use my mixer. So hold on. And what's funny is each time I do this, I feel like it's not getting thick the way I think it should when you're mixing it. So maybe it needs to set. Probably happens when you put it in the fridge. But I just remember I used to be able to plop the whatchamacallit, vanilla pudding on top of the layer. But with it liquefied, that actually makes it easier, and then it will harden in the fridge. So yay. I am going to get my reading glasses because now that I've already put the milk in, I am wondering if it really said 3 cups. Yeah, 3 cups cold milk. So I'm only doing 2 cups. It says pudding mix and milk with whisk 2 minutes. Pudding will be soft, set in 5 minutes. Okay. Refrigerate any leftovers. All right. So I prefer it to be liquefied. And here we are. We're going to open up the Cool Whip, but Mr. Thumbs Up likes to eat it right out of the fridge. And sometimes he will make a measuring cup. Put it in the freezer, and he will eat it like ice cream. And he is the only man, not that I've talked to a lot of men or anything. I'm going to scoop up a cup. I never measure, but I figured, for video recording purposes, this is what I'm doing. And I'm going to add that 1 cup, which it looks like quite a bit. So it's fine. It's just going to be fluffy. Not like cat fur or anything. Okay. Now we gotta. It's so light. So I guess that's why he likes it from the freezer. Because it turns harder. It's like eating air. Okay, always washing hands and utensils and stuff along the way. I'm gonna put this back in the fridge. And you can also use the Cool Whip right out of the freezer instead of the fridge. So no big deal. I'm gonna take this over. Well, maybe I'll just start stirring it now a little bit to incorporate it in with the pudding. So I would say I would use maybe half a cup of the whipped cream, but then again, you can do you. It's just going to give you more for pouring over the layers, which more is better. Again, my hands are clean. I'm always washing them. Gonna mix this with a mixer again. So I hope you all are doing well. Do you have any plans for the weekend? Comment below. I'm just gonna be making different foods and doing cleaning. Along with always watching, liking, and commenting on videos. So the point of this is to make sure you try to use just half of the batter. Because you're doing it 1 layer of graham crackers or your vanilla wafers, if that's what you're doing. And thank you for the 2 thumbs up, 4 in the chat. I hope I'll get 2 more thumbs up to be equal how many are in the chat. So I'll show you what it looks like. Whoops, gotta bring it over. Y'all are, see, that's the layers. And here's the pudding that will start to thicken as you put it in the fridge. And it's yummy, yummy, yummy. Okay, let me set you up again. I hope you'll share me out on your community post for others to see this delicious dessert. So right now I'm just gonna equally spread this pudding and Cool Whip mix over the top. Now you can pour it out of your container, dish, measuring cup, or whatever you've mixed it in, but I would just make a hot mess. So I'm watching the chat. Wow, I just got my phone dirty. Which phone did I get dirty? This one. This one, I'm watching the chat. Whoops. Okay. Gotta get out and come back in. Why does it say upcoming? Are y'all seeing? Thank you for saying it's a beautiful share. I appreciate that. And as this sits over your graham crackers or vanilla wafers, it softens the vanilla wafers and graham crackers. thus making it a gooey type of cakey, moist dessert, which has always been a big hit. I know a lot of you would be doing this, just pouring it out, but I just enjoy taking my time and enjoying the process. The same with, cooking and everything. I'm not in a hurry to accomplish the end result. And that's why I don't really do live streams of my cooking. I do videos, but okay. And now another idea, that you could try that I haven't tried yet is, and I'm talking to myself is as I talk to you, and I'm just going to kind of smooth this out so it's kind of even, making sure that everything is covered. I'm going to add some more. To me, it's more important to have the bottom layer covered most because it just tastes better. It does. Thank you for 3 thumbs up and 3 in the chat. I hope you'll share me out. So that's what we have right now. Washing off my fingers because, and you can see it, so that's good. That's what it looks like now. And then next, we're going to add some more vanilla wafers. So the idea that I was going to say is you could put down your vanilla pudding without the Cool Whip mixed in, and then you could add the Cool Whip. It would probably be hard to smooth it out over the liquidy stuff, but you can just try different things. I'm going to go ahead and add another layer of these vanilla wafers, and I'm going to be doing it so that the entire box is used up. Now, have you ever had anything like this? Or would you make it yourself for yourself and family? I'm not eating any of this because I'm not doing the sweets and stuff. I have lost 7 to 8 pounds, and I say that because, and that's with just changing what I eat and don't eat, with a little bit of exercise, which I have shared on my videos with hashtag Small Steps with Sharon, doing the walking in place and doing the step up aerobics, which is not aerobics yet because I'm just starting it out. So I have exercised 3 times, and I'm supposed to exercise daily for at least 30 minutes to try to help my heart get healthier. I hope I'm not missing any of the chat. No. So it's good that you're able to, or you were able to see it better when I had it. Can you see it? Yeah, you sort of can see it. I'll show it to you again when I get this done. But that's why I say that I use a whole box, because the layers are so important to get all the cakiness in. But most of it is on the bottom. Let's see. But then there's not going to be enough room, I don't think. But the cap is up high, so the dessert can be up high. And what you do after this is made is you leave it in the refrigerator covered for 24 hours before you want to eat it. So I'm making this today to give to my neighbor tomorrow on a Saturday to catch him home when he's not working. So here we go. pretty well covered. And you can always break these. You could even, turn this into crumbs if you wanted to and spread it out. Although you wouldn't have the cakey bites that this dessert offers that everybody loves. Okay. I'm almost down to the crumbs. Okay. So now I want to show you what it looks like. Got to bring it closer. This closer to the camera. So that's what it looks like. It doesn't have to be pretty because it's being covered up by yumminess. And then what I do is throw the box away. I like to crush it. We do recycle our plastic and our cardboard. At our other house, and I'm just going to sprinkle the crumbs all over because we don't want anything to go to waste. And if you wanted to be nitpicky, you could go ahead and put it in all the corners that are not covered. But that looks good to me. Sorry for the noise. So now you can look at my crummy mess. There it is. Woohoo! Crummy, crummy. All right. So now, thank you for 3 thumbs up and 2 in the chat. I guess people got burnt out on my 5-hour live stream, and it is Friday, and it's 6:30 Eastern time. So I'm mixing the rest of this pudding, being sure that it's completely covered because that's what makes the cookies very creamy. And as I'm thinking out loud, this would be an awesome idea to make. Instead of this, if you don't want vanilla, you could do chocolate. So you could do chocolate pudding with whipped cream, or you could even just make it without the whipped cream. You could try that too. But the whipped cream, I think, helps with spreading it out better and makes it lighter and fluffier. But what about this idea? How does this sound? And put Oreo cookies in the chat if you're still watching after the replay and during the live stream if you like this next idea. So wait until I share it. Buy yourself some Oreo cookies, layer them on the bottom like I did vanilla wafers, or you can do the graham crackers like I said. And then you layer on top of that your chocolate pudding and just layer some more Oreo cookies. But because of the Oreo cookies being so thick compared to having vanilla wafers or graham crackers, you might want to just do the one layer of Oreo cookies on the bottom and cover it up really good like I did with the vanilla wafers. And then just do that layer. Do your chocolate pudding, lots of chocolate pudding to get the cookies. You could do it even Oreo I just said Oreo. You could do it with chocolate chip cookies. That would be good. And then layer it with the chocolate pudding and then top it with, wow. I guess because some people like strawberry with chocolate or cherry with chocolate, you could top it with that kind of fruit. What other kind of fruit would you top chocolate with and mix it with? I would say just strawberry or cherry, but then I don't know. So this is going good. And then the last step is to top it with your favorite topping, and I've always either gotten blueberry. For us, we both love blueberry, but for others, I get blueberry, strawberry, or cherry. I usually only get cherry if strawberry is not available. But if I don't know if people are allergic to strawberries and I can't get the blueberry, I will get the cherry. You could also just, make it into quarters. You could put strawberry, blueberry, and cherry. So just have more of one favorite fruit over the other. I'm going to make sure I get this all. Sorry for the scraping noise. I know some of the bag noises and scraping noises bother people. Things don't bother me as long as it's not a sudden loud noise, because when Mr. Thumbs Up is here and he's watching TV, I've got my earbuds in, which I've never been happy with the earbuds that I've bought. I bought brand new earbuds, and of course I go for the cheapest. At Walmart, this older guy helped me, and he acted like he was shocked that I didn't know, because I'm younger than him, didn't know anything about finding earbuds for my phone, and was asking questions. And I thought it was quite funny because he's an older guy, obviously by 10 to maybe 20 years, and he knows about that stuff, but he works there. That's his job. Thank you for 3 in the chat and 3 thumbs up. We're almost done, y'all. And I'm one not to get a lot of dishes and silverware dirty. So I just keep rinsing the same one as long as it's not a greasy thing or whatever. So this is what it looks like. And you can see where the edges are higher, or deeper. And you top it with your favorite fruit. And in this case, for our neighbor, it is strawberry. And I got the, always get the store brand, because to me, there's no difference. You can also, of course, use fresh, but I always use the canned stuff. And I'm going to place these around, making sure that there's a strawberry in almost every bite, and it's spread nicely. And if you can't cover the whole thing because you run out, you can just drizzle some of the syrup kind of stuff inside the juice. What do you call this? Syrup? And just make it look like you just intended to do that. These strawberries are wanting to stay together. So this, honest to God, anytime I have made this for anybody, has always been a huge hit. And there hasn't been any leftovers at all. And when I say that, I mean, once dessert is served, it's dessert time. People come for seconds if they can, because they love it so much, because it's so delicious. Now, the other one that's blueberry, I'm making because my neighbor, I started to say, that's 3 houses over. He had a 60th birthday party the end of March that we went to. I made a luscious blueberry dessert and brought it over. And they had probably 100 people. It was an outdoor party. I'm telling you, the family saw the dessert and they took it. They go, oh, this is going inside. They took it inside so that the guests couldn't have it, which is fine. I think it's funny. And let me see. Hey, Lucy Warren World, how are you? Thank you for being here. Thank you for being my third thumbs up. I appreciate you. So if you ever want to know how to make this dessert, you can do the replay. It's very easy, and I give all kinds of different alternative ideas of what you can do instead of making it this way like I have. So right now I am making sure there's a strawberry placed for every bite. And it's fast, fun, easy, and not expensive. And homemade is always better than the store-bought expensive stuff. You know, your heart and love go into the homemade stuff, just like your homemade gifts and cards and things that you make. People appreciate that you take the time to make something at home, because you know it's a shortcut when you buy something. I know a lot of people have busy schedules and they have to buy stuff when they're going somewhere, which is totally understandable and fine. But then you've got people that buy store bought stuff all the time, which it's better to show up with something than nothing. But the bothersome thing that happens is that because desserts are easy to find, they're in the front of the stores. I've never known a store to have them in the back of the stores. And here I'm just going to drizzle in the white spaces. And then if it was chocolate, you would be covering the chocolate spaces. And it's fun and relaxing to make this kind of dessert. I've been meaning to make it since our neighbor mowed our yard last weekend. And I was like, oh, I'll do it tomorrow. I'll do it tomorrow. I'll do it tomorrow. And it's fun, easy, and relaxing. But sometimes I just get so caught up in watching, liking, and commenting on people's videos, because when I'm listening to you all and I'm doing this kind of stuff, I don't stop to comment because I would never get anything done. And I know those of you that have been on YouTube for a while understand that. So it's best to work the middle and outward, because if you run out of the syrup stuff from the fruit, you can make it look like it was intended not to be on the edges. So how about that? So we're wrapping this up, and then I'll be shouting out the people that have been here, watching, liking, and commenting, and you can end up going over the edge, but it's not too bad. Okay, so when people see this dessert, they don't care if there's some pudding showing, because they just see the top and go, whoa. And I know a lot of people would probably say, well, I would like some whipped cream on top of it. I don't ever add the whipped cream. I want the people to see what the fruit is. If you just bring in, which is fine if that's what people want to do, but I like people to see what the fruit is that I've put on the dessert. And I don't really like to spread it too much because it ends up getting mixed with the pudding like that. I'm going to leave it the way it is. So this one is starting to come over the edge, but that's okay. Once it thickens, I'll just wipe off the excess. So when you put it in the fridge, and this is our finished product, you're gonna put it on a plate or a cookie sheet of some sort so that when it does go over the edge, that you can clean it up once it hardens, the excess stuff. So here's a messy counter. Not eating the stuff, but we don't want it to go to waste. So I'm gonna wash my hands again. I just licked off the counter. And it is sunny and 95 degrees right now. And it's 6:45. Eastern time. So here I go. And when I took mine to the party, that's really not big enough to go. That's fine. It's going to be fine. I don't think, it's not like it's going to jump off the side. This one's not really going over the side, so I'm going to put more of the pan there. And I didn't look in my fridge, but luckily I do know that I have plenty of room to put this cookie sheet in. Oh, well, I do have to move some stuff around. Oh, I ate salad with cheese and bacon bits, real bacon bits, after my live stream last night. I only had mashed potatoes yesterday and salad last night after the live stream. So there we go. I have my Thank You Luscious Layer strawberry dessert ready for my neighbor. So back to this other one. I'm not making this one on camera. The blueberry one. The guest of honor that had a 60th birthday party never got any of my Luscious Layer blueberry dessert. You make it the same way as the strawberry. And I was like, he goes, I heard that your dessert was awesome. I said, you didn't get any? He said, no. So guess what? That was March. It is July. I'm going to make him one and hand it to him directly because he needs to have some. All right, I hope you give me a thumbs up if you haven't yet. I hope you'll join my channel. If you haven't, I do have something for everybody. I have a variety of content from cooking and desserts, making slushies, smoothies, palette building, gardening, diamond painting, painting pours, channel shout outs, big time, unboxings, you just name it. I do it. So check my playlist. Thank you so much for being here. I appreciate each and every one of you. Stay safe, happy, and healthy, and successful. And be kind, be nice, and encouraging no matter where you are through the internet. We can touch lives. We can make a difference. We can make people smile, laugh, and give encouraging words. And remember, keep the fun in all you do. Thanks for watching. I appreciate each and every one of you. Bye. Enjoy your weekend. How come when I put my hand, oh, okay. I'm just going to put my hand over here and